Hey everyone, we're going to be going live with the January 6th CCTV audit very shortly, so hang on here. All right, we're going to find out. Have they given us all of the video? We know they didn't. Congress didn't give us all the video. That's why we're doing an audit right now. But we got to find out what they gave us and what they didn't give us. So today, we're going to begin with a little bit of an introduction. And I'm going to have Tim Hale joining here in a little bit too, and he's going to provide commentary. So just to give you an idea, there are a lot of different cameras at the Capitol, a lot of security cameras. In fact, they've got about 1,800 cameras, but they haven't given all of them to the public on Rumble. Now, in the January 6th discovery, they only gave us about 600 cameras, and we never got the other 1,200 or so, right? And just to give you an idea, on the screen right now, I'm showing 4 different cameras showing the west front of the Capitol. These are all cameras that are up on the roof on the west side looking down. And there's actually another one right in the middle, but I don't have that on the screen right now. But give you a different perspective of events at the Capitol. And so the more cameras that you have, the better idea you have of what happened on January 6th. Now, the CCTV isn't the only thing that we have. We have a lot of publicly recorded footage, recorded by people who were there. We also have body cams. There were police on the grounds, and they had body cameras they wore. And so there's a variety of footage. We have news crews that were at the Capitol. We have a lot of different footage, and when you piece it all together, you get a better idea of what happened that day. Now, let me make sure I've got Tim on the line here. And Tim, can you hear me? There you are. Oh, he's frozen. Are you there, Tim? I think we may have to get Tim back on here. I think Tim is frozen. We'll come back to Tim in a little bit. So tonight I want to begin with 2 cameras, right? And let me find the right screen here. Let me put me in there. There we go. Okay, Tim is back, I think. Tim, you're back. There you are. Let me turn your audio on. You get your mic on. Check your computer audio. I don't know if we're getting you yet. All right. Anyway, while Tim is figuring out the audio, I want to give you a preview of what we're going to look at tonight. We're going to begin with 2 cameras on the east side of the Capitol, 932 and 933. And these 2 cameras are on the plaza. They're on top of the elevators that go down to the visitor center. So they're called the elevator tower cameras, and they have the ability to move around, to zoom in and out, and but they're not like full definition. They're only like 720p, so high definition, but not full HD, not 4K. But they're still important cameras, and they give us a good idea of what of what went on over there. All right, so the image that I've got on the screen right now is showing you the Rumble pages. So if you go to rumble.com and you look up the House Admin Committee, they've uploaded a bunch of January 6 CCTV, and you can go to the playlist page, and there's a playlist for camera 922, and there's a playlist for camera 933, and they have them in somewhat order, but they don't have video for all of January 5th, and they don't have video for all of January 6th from these cameras. If you'll notice the little graph that I've made right there, the red blocked off part shows the hours from the first part of January 5th that we have no footage from. And then the yellow blocks show we got a little bit of footage from that hour, but not all of it. And the green footage shows we've got pretty much all of the footage from that time frame, other than maybe a couple seconds that they shaved off of a clip. Now, Tim, do we have you on audio yet? Can you hear me, Tim? You can hear me. I can't hear you. Do you have your mic selected? Let me try to figure your audio out. Maybe try to go out and back in, Tim, and see if you have an option to select the right audio device. All right, so we're looking at camera 933 and 932. Tim's got a million different mics right now. He's trying to figure it out. Maybe he'll be back. We'll figure it out. And I want to go through the file name of these just to show you like what these mean, because a lot of people look at the files and they have no clue what the gibberish is. If you look at the beginning, like over here, we've got 0933. That would be the camera number. You got USCG, that would be US Capitol Grounds. And then you've got CVC Elevator Tower North, which would be the name of the camera. 2021 would be the year that it was recorded. 01 would be the month. 05 would be the day for this clip anyway. And then we've got the hour. So the first one that we have for January 5th for 0933 was 15:56 minutes. 15 hours, 56 minutes. We're on a 24-hour clock. The 15 would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So 3:56, 37 seconds. And then you even got it down to the millisecond. But when you're getting it down to the millisecond and you're trying to synchronize footage, you really got to go like frame by frame and like view it out, make sure you've got it as accurate as possible. Now, you'll notice you look over at 0932, and the first video for it begins at 15:43:39. So 3:43 is the first footage that they gave us from that one, and 3:56 is the first footage they gave us from 0933. So as we're auditing it, we find that even from January 5th, they don't match up, right? We got an earlier start time from one than from the other. And, clearly they didn't give it all, right? Now, back in May of 2023, I actually got to go to Washington. I got permission from my judge to view the congressional access terminals where they have all the CCTV footage in it. And there was some footage missing from them as well. That's another story. But the congressional access terminals showed that there was footage like for an 11 or 12-day period of time. Right. So even though they've given us a little bit of footage from January 5th and most of the footage from January 6th, they actually have it until like January 7th or 8th. And they've got footage like a week or 10 days before January 6th. And none of that has been uploaded. And, you know, it may or may not be quite as relevant as most of the footage that we have on January 6th, but it is still potentially important. All right, I'm looking at the comments real quick. We got a few people watching from Rumble. Domestic Terrorist Grandma, hey, how you doing? How much data do you think is ultimately lost to history because of the J6 committee? I don't think they've actually destroyed it yet. I could be wrong. I think I think potentially they're hiding it. They're hiding it. I know they're hiding it. They've got the footage, but they haven't put it out yet, right? And I know of cameras that should be up there and we don't have them, right? And even cameras like that we got footage in Discovery and they didn't put it out. So we don't quite have it all yet, but hopefully we'll get it someday. And part of the reason that I'm doing the audit right now is to raise awareness about that, because if more people know about it, then potentially Congress will get their act together and finally give us the footage. Tim, are you back? You got audio? Let me check you. Here, you got your audio on. You got your source video. I don't know what we got going on with Tim here. Are you in your computer audio? Do you have the volume turned up? Let me try giving you another link, Tim. How about that? Let me video call. I mean, it should be on your end. You should be able to select your audio. And there should, you may be able to select the audio source that you're on. But anyway, we'll let Tim figure that out. Otherwise, I'm here right now, and hopefully informative. But all right, let me move around a little bit here. All right, again, we've got our wide view of the west front of the Capitol, just to show you the different cameras that we have coming in. And I apologize, I'm taking a quick moment to try to figure Tim out. But again, yeah, we don't have all the footage yet. Hopefully we will get it all. And we're working on it. All right. Let me go back to the other screen we had a little bit ago. I'm going to cut Tim out of here for now until we figure him out. And I'm going to switch my camera. Can you hear me now? My bad. All right. Sound should be back. All right. Anyway. All right. To go back to what I was just pointing out, like some of the clips are Um, yeah, audio back. Perfect. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments, so if I mess up, let me know. Uh, Again, like if you look at the time of each clip from the time of the previous file, you can add those up and you can do a quick audit of the what video you have, what video you don't have, and you can kind of figure out, whether they hid anything from you. And the graph that I made here shows in red and yellow where we are missing footage already. I've
Yeah.
gone through the tedious work to do it. Oh, I hear Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, is that you?
I was listening to you on your stream, and then you had no audio. This is your fault, big guy.
Well, you
You
well
did
you
this.
jinxed
I,
you
I blame
jinxed me,
you.
Tim. You
I blame
jinxed
you and
me.
no
I
one
mean,
else.
I think you killed my audio, Tim. To be
Nah.
quite fair, let me figure out a way to get you back on the video here now. Like okay, here we go. We need to put
Not
Tim back
today,
on.
CIA.
Oh, there we go, Tim. Welcome back. Hey, how you doing? All
Woo!
right, all right. Okay, Tim, feel free to comment as you want, but we're doing an audio. We got Tiff watching from X. We've got a few people watching from Rumble right now. I can see the comments on my screen and I'm going to try to keep up with them. But I'm basically going through and talking about the video that we don't have. All right, so
Yeah.
we can't really do much about the red right here from January 5th. We're not going to be able to watch it. Again, we've got two different start times. So we've got part of the hour from the 3 o'clock hour of January 5th. We got most of the rest of the day. And then we have a little bit missing right before midnight. So my camera is messing up on the one. I'm going to fix that real quick. Tim, is there anything you'd like to talk about the CCTV real quick?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things. I'm sure you probably already covered a little bit of it, but yeah, it's interesting the way they chose to unload a lot of this. So I'm sure you've acknowledged that there are some cameras like we have January 5th, but not January 6th. Pretty important cameras. I notice there was a lot of weird stuff that happened at the memorial door. There's at least one video missing. I don't know if it's 20 or 30-minute clip, but it seems like they instead of putting that, they put a repeat of the one before it or the one after it, basically like a duplicate. So it looks like there's the right amount of clips, but one of them is actually a clone. And there's some weird stuff that happens there. Yeah, and then it would be nice. I mean, I don't. Maybe you've been keeping track of this too. Did they re-release all the videos that they put out with the blurred faces? Did they ever re-release those? That's kind of weird. Can't hear you, Will. I can't hear you.
Now you can hear me,
Oh,
I hope. All
I
right.
can.
I've gone
Yep.
through and I've looked at every clip that we have, and you know, we're missing a few, right? And we're going to look at that today. But just by looking at the Rumble page, we can kind of figure out what we have, what we don't have. But we have to actually go in and kind of do a spot check on each of the videos to make sure what they are withholding. And we're going to do that today. We're going to go through and we're going to kind of flip around. We're probably going to find a few other neat things along the way, but we're going to do two cameras at a time. And that way we can, get through a little bit more footage at one time. All right, okay, we've got our wide view here. I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera. The other one is kind of screwing up a little bit. There we go. Got the audio. I need to switch my microphone. Tim, talk for a little bit while I fix my microphone. Would you do that?
Sure, sure. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. So, um, it's bizarre. You would think that with full control of both houses of Congress, really all three branches of government, you'd think that now more than ever it would be the time when they would just release all the video and stop, playing games. It seems very weird that they're still not. But there's a lot of weird things. There's a lot of weird things, and I think personally, this is me, just me. I think the
Mm-hmm.
Republican Party was complicit in January 6th, like the Democrats were. I think both parties in Congress wanted to
Mm.
get rid of Trump. That's my personal opinion. Otherwise, I mean, think about this. Like, and I always thought about this when it came to like the lawyers. Like, you're a lawyer and you see this January 6th shit. Wouldn't you want to get like just dive right into that? Like, if you want to make a name for yourself, don't you want to be the one guy who blows it out of the park, knocks it out of the park or whatever? Same with like if you were a politician, wouldn't you want to be the guy to uncover the biggest entrapment scheme in American history? No? Oh, okay. No questions then. Never mind. It's a little weird. A little weird. But, I think they're all controlled opposition, my perspective.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you got to take it easy on the conspiracy Kool-Aid there. Um,
Yeah, you're right. That never
anyway,
turned
we've
out to
got,
be true.
yeah, I mean, you might be right, but we got to have proof of that. But what we do know, they're withholding footage. Now, right below you on the screen, we've got 0932. Right below me, we've got 0933. We're in the afternoon of January 5th. Not too much going on, but if you look across the street, let me see if we can zoom in right there. They've got an event that'll be going on over there at the Supreme Court. And okay, here we've got 0933 showing it a little bit better. I think this is actually a little later. Um, and
As an aside, real quick, when we were in the jail, we had these tablets that we could stream these videos on, and I think it's worth noting the quality of these videos goes up, but not for us. So they just upload static quality videos. Let's say, I don't know, 720, whatever the hell, and you can adjust it on the Rumble page. But in the jail on these tablets, we could just continuously, like, we could zoom in very, very deep into the video and keep high quality. I think it's worth noting that I guess, raw video, this might sound weird, but the raw video is actually much higher quality than they provide us.
hmm. Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
So what Tim is talking about, like the way we got discovery was through evidence.com. That what you had, Tim, in the jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got
And you
pretty
could,
much like an online viewing platform. You could zoom in. Like I can kind of do it on the software here, not quite as easily, but I could do it if I wanted to. But yeah, overall not a bad like web-based platform. But what you can't do with it is you can't like synchronize it to other video. You can't maybe slow it down to the point you need, or go frame by frame quite as easily as if you have it on a program on the computer. But yeah, not a bad platform. But to really do a video analysis, you want to have like other software and you want to have the video on your computer. But what we're doing today, we're doing kind of a rough audit. And let me go back to the view of everything. And we're going to go through these two cameras. We're going to look at a few things. There may not be too much to see at moments, but then again, it might surprise you. We may find like a few people who are just kind of wandering around and doing shady, who knows what. You never know what you'll find in the January 6th video. And even though I've watched quite a bit, every time I go through it, I find new things. So looking at the comments, Angela says for sure it was bipartisan. She thinks that they both did it. And then on Rumble, we got the data parity with what the public has stored would be an essential FOIA expectation going forward. Well, you would think the problem with FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, when Congress put that into law, they exempted themselves. And so while you could FOIA any executive branch agency, you cannot FOIA a congressional agency like the Capitol Police. So, bummer. But Anyway, all right, we've got people walking around. I'm going to skip forward a little bit on 932. All right, just kind of people walking around. Again, January 5th, dreary weather. Let's go forward a little bit. And I do think there was some provocateur activity over near the Supreme Court. You know, there's a couple videos that capture that, but we don't have the audio on the CCTV. So we only have kind of a broad view, and where that would be more useful is when we can connect it to other video and look at that. And we may do that in a future audit, but right now we're trying to figure out like what they gave us and what they didn't give us. So I'm going to move forward on 0932 again. Okay, we got a couple people kind of hanging out here looking around. They got a dog. Let me zoom in on that real quick.
Bark, bark.
Oh, do I have it off screen?
Yeah, you got the dog. You're missing the dog, man. The dogs got cut off.
The dog got cut off.
Doggo.
Here, boy. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I think they look like they may be. I don't know.
One of those canine units.
Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and scroll through these two cameras real quick until we get to January 6th. We're just making sure we have all the footage here. Here's a guy rolling a cart. Not sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that?
Not sure. It could be. They had a couple events. So they had one event over at the Supreme Court. I think you had like I think Roger Stone might have been there. I think Flynn might have been there. And then you had one over on the lawn where you had like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, and a few other people. Not real well attended. Again, there was another event they had kind of down the street where there were a lot of Freedom Plaza, right? They had a lot of people there. And look we got the camera moving. What are they zooming in on? Oh,
ho.
What are these cops doing here?
That skip?
I don't know. Yeah, well, no, what they have. Nope, they're moving the camera again. What they have with the cameras here, they've got the ability to move them around to change location. But then they also have like a reset button to take it back to the original position so that the lights go on. So they can hit that button, it'll go back to like a...
Yeah, the Memorial door had that. I was going to say, I didn't even think about the reset. I know they swivel, and I've seen the reset on camera 180 where they did like the zip tie on the doors or whatever. I completely forgot about that reset thing there. Yeah, they can do that. Weird.
Now, if we really looked at the footage closely, we may be able to find it. We don't really have time for that today, but over at the event over here, former FBI liaison to Capitol Police John Guandolo, he went there with his friend from Texas. Of course, on January 6th, he was with that clapping FBI agent, applauding while people ran up the steps to the Capitol. But we're now at 1420 on camera 933, and which would be later in the day? Well, it's got to be later than 1420. No, we're at 1720. I'm sorry.
Is this military time or UTC?
Well, you got a 24-hour clock, but we're on Eastern time, which would be, I think they do it UTC. Would be correct, but
I've seen them mix up all three, even in the same video series, to make it more complicated.
Yeah, they did that in Discovery, but they didn't do it on from what I can tell anyway, on Rumble, they've got the times correct, like one. But yeah, in evidence.com, what the government did, they would upload one camera and they would use like 3 different time codes for it. And you would have to go and figure out like what time your footage would be. And it would be a real pain in the neck to go through. But again, the footage is here and working. We're at 523 on that one. Let's move forward a little bit here. And there may be like really fascinating things to find out from the video, but right now we're looking, do we actually have it? And occasionally we're going to stop and check it out if we find an interesting detail that we want to look at. But at the moment, we're getting around, 5:30, 8 o'clock, or 5:30, 6 o'clock, and the event is getting out. There's nothing too unusual. There probably are a few undercovers out there, but the main action will be tomorrow. And these are really important cameras when we get to the day of January 6th. A little bit later, we'll get the Proud Boys showing up, Pam Hemphill, and a lot of action. All right, we got the camera turning. I want to look at how they turn that, just to kind of figure out what they were looking at here. Okay, they moved it toward the Capitol. Let me see if we can do that. All right. Just a few officers out there, nothing unusual. And then we've got the other camera pointed toward the Supreme Court. So again, one of these is on the north side of the sidewalk, one is on the south, and they can move them however they want to move them. But
I think if Bill Dunphy went there with a bullhorn, he could just yell at them, and they would give it to him.
Well, the funny thing is, some of these cameras were tracking him. Like, you got to wonder. Put down the tinfoil hat, Tim. Put down the tinfoil hat. Now, again, this may seem like a tedious thing going through all the video. We're scrolling through it very quickly. But you got to do this if you're going to make sure you have all the footage. We know we have all the files, but we have to make sure that none of them are like frozen. Like, there are a few files that they don't want you to watch that'll be, frozen for several minutes at a time. And, we're now about 10, 11 o'clock on January 5th. And we'll probably take a little bit more time to watch it in detail when we get to the actual action of January 6th here in a few minutes. But I'm just kind of going through them really, really quickly. And what we're going to do as we go along, we're also going to map them out to help you kind of figure out where they are. That way you can know where we're at. All right, we're nearly to midnight. And again, I want to go back to my other page real quickly. Let me find it here. Okay, so the graph that I brought up, you'll notice we've got a yellow bar for right around midnight. And let me try to find it for you here. Let me pull the other one down here. All right. So on 0932, which we have up right now, on January 5th, we've got one file at 2332. And the next one we don't have until midnight. And we're missing about 15 minutes of Um, 15 minutes of video right there. And let me see let me pull the other one down a little bit. 0933. I think I went too far here. Okay. So again, on 0933, the final video begins at 23:29, which would be 11:29, and it goes for, about 20 minutes, whatever. But we're missing a little bit of video from right before midnight on both cameras. So here we've got a gap in our footage, right? Which is why I've got it shaded in yellow for the 23 hour, which would be the 11 p.m. hour, because we're missing a few minutes before midnight. And without that footage, we don't know what they did. Like, they could have like a vehicle that moved in. They could have who knows what, but we're missing footage right there.
A lot can happen. A lot can happen in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and the more you get into the footage, you find out, hey, there were some weird things that were happening at night at the Capitol. All right. Let me go back to our dual panel here, and I'm going to keep scrolling through footage. We're now after, let's see, we're about 10 p.m. Quite a bit of activity in Washington, even at night. You just have these Capitol Police hanging out on the plaza right there.
Reminds me of my old job. It's doing security. I could just tell from the way that that one cop in the middle is stanced with his legs. You can just tell these guys are just. You can tell they're tired.
Well, yeah. They're hanging out for a long period of time there.
Yeah.
All right, we're at 23:32. So we're at the end of 0932. This is what they were looking at before the gap in the footage.
Is that a ghost bus right there?
Could be. All right, we got a van that pulled up on the plaza. We got a few people coming up to the gate real quick. And then we skip forward to midnight. All right, so there's what the gap, what changed, right? Ooh. And for this one here, we've got right after midnight here. And let me see if we can. Not too much going on. We got a couple people walking around. But yeah, we're missing a little bit of footage right there. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. And this will actually get pretty interesting when we hit about 6 or 7 a.m. when we get people showing up. But for now, we're trying to speed through just to make sure we have all the footage and nothing weird going on. All right. Kind of an eerie cloud going through.
Bike cop. Is that a motorcycle there?
Yeah, I think.
I'm trying to remember. Is that the same kind of that van there that's parked in front of the east side of the Capitol? Are you aware of when they put those zip ties on the doorknobs or on the doors of the memorial door that came out of a green bag?
Oh, the bag, yeah, the duty bag.
And they brought it from the east side. You can watch them walking all the way from the east side, and they brought it out of. I thought maybe it was an EMT vehicle, but maybe it was one of those. Maybe it was like a little white SUV. Then maybe. I think.
I don't know. I kind of don't think there was anything nefarious going on with that. I just think they had, they forgot it or whatever, but kind of looked weird anyway.
Yeah. It's weird they're keeping all those zip ties in an ambulance. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's SOP.
Yeah. You never know. Or maybe they needed a vehicle real quick and they threw a bag in there, but you know. All right, we're now in like the dead of the night, about 2 a.m. You know, we've got like one officer walking around out there. We've got a few people in the vehicle. Really not much going on the east side of the Capitol anyway.
Someone's getting out.
Oh, the vehicle?
Yeah, the passenger door's open.
Zoom in. Maybe they're taking. One might have to go to the bathroom. We don't know.
Yeah, I think they're probably taking what do you call it? Taking turns doing watch. That dude probably just got relieved. Doesn't look like he has to go to the bathroom, but he's probably just going for a walk, or it might be his break. I don't know how long all of them have been out there. Really, I'm sure there's probably a mandated break time. That looks like a civilian guy. Is that just some dude in a hoodie right there in the corner?
Let me go back here a little bit.
Someone just walked away.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay, it's just some dude.
We got the camera moving on 0932 right now. Now we got the light turning on and off. Again, like we're going through the video and it might not look like much going on, but you have to go through the details to find key moments. And if you don't, then they get away with it. But we're going to go a little bit at a time, and it'll get pretty interesting here in a little bit. We got a motorcycle moving around. I think we got over 500 people watching right now. And I'm on a few different channels. So I know a lot of you are watching on Twitter because I'm on Twitter a lot. But I wanted to begin streaming to multiple platforms just so we can reach more people. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Rumble, Kick, and Twitch. Free State Will on all of them. And if you're on those, if you could follow me, that would be great. That would help us get the word out. We're going to go through a lot of video, and initially we'll do camera review, but later on we'll probably do more fun audits to where we're like piecing video together to draw connections between like publicly available footage and CCTV, because the real art of it comes when you can kind of triangulate multiple data points to figure out what you've got going on. All right.
Click the bell icon so you never miss an update.
I know, yeah. I don't want to be that annoying guy, right, Tim? But, I'm trying to launch on YouTube and get it going. And there, a little bit ago, I began, my computer was blowing up, like I was getting notifications from Facebook, which I'm banned from. So I'm wondering if my appeal went through and they unbanned me. That would be a huge deal. I shot them an email the other day. Like, that would be... Whoa, who we got walking up here?
Have you tried logging in?
What is... This guy got a...
Jogging?
And a flashlight?
On a shoe? That's interesting. It's
looks like he had a lightsaber or whatever, Look at that. I don't know.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
If you're wondering, we're looking at 5:22 a.m. At about 13 minutes to that on camera 0932, which you can find on Rumble. Yeah, I'll try to keep you apprised of where we're at. And I think we're a little behind on 0933 right now. I'll try to catch up on that. Oh, they zoomed in a little bit. Check that out. Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. All right, they're moving the camera around. What are they looking at? And if you read Chief Sun's book, they call this like a
There were
camera
guys
patrol.
over there. Halfway through that, there were guys looking like maybe they were doing, I don't know, assembling something, maybe assembling a fence.
Yeah, it could be 440. I mean, around 440, you had some weird things beginning to happen. You had, I think the gallows were about to be built. That might have been a little bit later, but yeah. Who do we got here? The All right, we're back to the main view. We're after 5 a.m. on January 6th, so the hours ahead will get to be pretty entertaining. All right, we've got a few people beginning to walk up here.
That dude looked like he was jogging on his phone. It looked like one hand was up to his head while he was jogging. Bike cop.
So the good news, like, we do have the footage for this moment in time, but later on you'll find we have one of these two cameras, we have a gap of about 2.5 hours on. And there are actually quite a few cameras around Capitol grounds that they cut like 2.5 hours out of the afternoon. And you kind of wonder, like, what did they do right there? All right, we're getting more activity. Got joggers coming up.
Down, kind of light on her arm. Maybe that's a Fitbit flashing.
Yeah. You got a few of the PD gathering up there.
Well, you got someone. It looks like a female with a black coat and white leggings, maybe. Notice that next to that statue. I don't know if that's a cop. Oh, okay, that's a lot.
We had a whole
that's a nice gathering.
Group coming in here.
Yeah.
What we got going on here?
Broad looked like she had a fur coat with her too.
Okay, we got Medic on Rumble commenting that he saw them zip tying bike racks on the east side right before the breach. Maybe. I mean, I know a lot of them were not zip tied, but
what's Pam Hemphill have to say?
What?
What did Pam Hemphill have to say about that?
What, the bike rack?
If there was, I'm just being a smartass.
Oh yeah. She yeah, who knows what Pam.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that they would zip tie them. I mean, I guess that I guarantee structurally helps, but it seems like they did everything to not secure the perimeter. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could check. It may have happened in a couple locations, but I guarantee you most of the locations did not have that.
Maybe that's why they had the zip ties in the bag.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of go in here on 0933. We've got quite a few people gathered at the front there. And I think they may be on like both sides of the rack. Okay, we got a few people with flags showing up here. We got a Trump flag. I'll make sure we're caught up on the other camera. A
Definitely
little bit
windy.
behind. Yeah, I mean there was quite a bit of wind that day. Which, I mean, affected everything. You had the flags blowing for one, but then the pepper
The cops
gas.
spraying themselves.
Yeah, the cops would gas themselves and blow out their entire line.
5 million officers were injured that day.
What do they actually claim? What 140?
No, I believe it. It's
And like
similar number.
half of them were like COVID, and of the COVID cases, not all of them were there. Now there were a few people that got injured, but like we know they're kind of okay. We have a fairly large group moving right there. Okay. And we're at about 6:45 in the morning. We'll be able to get a better view after we get a little bit of light here. Again, we got a lot of people walking up now, and some of these people are going to be significant to the day, but we're not actually our intention is not to review everything that they're doing. Like if we wanted to, we could watch it minute by minute and, figure out what each of them were doing. But right now we're mainly checking to see if any of the footage got altered. But I guarantee you, like a few of the people that showed up early over here were provocateurs and played a big role in what happened. All right, we got daylight. Look at that. All right, I think I skipped one actually. Okay, 7:10 here. Got a couple carts going by. You go around here. And they had an event over on the lawn. That guy may be pushing the cart to bring media gear over there.
Looked like luggage, so maybe it's a camera case, maybe, but
Yeah,
like a yellow luggage case, a couple of things.
All right, medic on Rumble, joking about Pam Hempill, and said they were zip tying the bike racks when it was kicking off, like it was last minute decision, panic mode, which might be true. Do you know, like the location they did that, medic would have been right here in front of the Capitol. All right, we got people beginning.
Maybe they had the zip ties in case Pam Hemphill's stitches came out. Because she had stitches.
Not sure about that. She ran pretty quick for having major.
It's like a running back.
You got to give our friends the Sedition Hunters credit for that edit, though. Adding the NFL music to that.
that was pretty funny.
Oh man,
I love interagency disputes.
Got a few people walking up here. Let me back it up.
It's a panda guy.
Oh, we got the panda?
Panda guy.
Oh, we sure do. Wow. Hashtag Sedition Panda, I believe. Rough crowd, boy. Actually, I think that may be Hillary Clinton in the panda outfit right there. All right, they get there at about 8:00, if you're wondering. The Panda gets there about 8 o'clock. And let me make sure I'm a little bit behind on this camera, so the Panda may not be there yet. All right. 7:44. We got a lot of people showing up.
It kind of stands out. You got some vehicle.
Yep. Yeah. All right. All right. Here's our Panda friend showing up. The Panda Posse coming up here. All right. Medic on Rumble said East Side right at the right pillar in the video. Okay. Yeah, they were kind of Bill Dunphy and Megan Paradise and a few people were right there pushing. They'll be showing up a little bit later.
If Dunphy was right and they were just going to let them up there, why would they start zip tying it to keep people out?
Well, if you really, I'll probably I'll maybe dissect that in the future, but like Dunphy was kind of playing the crowd and the police, you know. I don't think, yeah.
They didn't actually. So they didn't actually say that. Basically, he just kind of.
I think he was actually trying to play the cops. My opinion. Maybe Dunphy will write a book.
Carnival Barker, a J6 story.
Forward by my Fed buddies.
Afterward by the Salt and Light Brigade. Whatever.
Mm-mm. All right. We got a lot of people showing up here. And again, we're about 8 in the morning. All right. Medic on Rumble said the line was bulging and I was actually trying to assist a black female lieutenant Capitol officer with the zip ties. It was not working. Okay. Do you got any video of that, Medic?
So if it was bulging, I'm guessing that there's so many people, it's almost knocking the fence over. So I guess they were trying to stabilize it. Is that what that sounds like?
Well, I mean, if you look at the video, and we'll get there a little later, but about 1:45, they made their first attempt to push through, and then there were a couple other times, and that's when Pam Hempill got through for like 5 minutes. So, Medic says, I'm not sure I'll look. Says he has video potentially. But yeah, 1:45 would have been when they began pushing, and then they had a couple pushes here and there. But the weird thing is, like the entire time, if you listen to them, they were expecting a bunch of people to come around the Capitol, which, like, how did they even know that? You know? Which, that ties into my story, but, like, I happened to be there. I didn't know anything was going to go down, but, yeah, kind of weird.
Well, you say they expected a bunch of people. Was this planned demonstrations? Because I know that there were scheduled protests on the east side, weren't there? Permitted ones, like small ones.
Yeah, I mean, you had a few of the provocateurs would be like, yeah, they're going to be like swelling around the Capitol and filling the entire area. And eventually that did happen, but like, how did they know that, you know, before it happened? Which, you kind of wonder. Well, and the other weird thing too, like you got to like take everything into consideration. If you look at the west side of the Capitol, you had scaffold commander right before then, like really trying to get people to move forward on the lawn, patriots, move forward. And then you had all these people on the perimeter on the west really trying to push people on the lawn, like directing them forward. And then there was like an effort to try to get them to go around. And like again, none of the normal people who are there would have maybe picked up on that, but when you review the video and you see potentially the coordination, you kind of wonder like, did they have a plan to move people to different locations to carry out a bigger plan? Which again, I think they did, which is why we're auditing Congress. They haven't given us all the video. So Tiff said on the steps at 12. What do you mean by that, Tiff?
On the steps at 12, I'm assuming it's the Columbus door steps at 12. Well,
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, why don't we check out what they're looking at? Camera 0933 moving around, checking out the crowd. Ooh, here we go. All right, and we are, to give you the time, we're at about 8:45, right? And you know, the weird thing is the cameras seem to know like what provocateurs to zoom in on, right? And a lot of the people that they zoom in on end up playing a pretty big role that day. And I don't know, like, how did they know that? Or did they know it, you know? Maybe they had intel on the ground about people too. I don't know. All right, we're looking at the Capitol ground, checking out how many people they've got there. Not too many.
Is that the tree where they had the two guys at that tree where they blurred their face? Is that the close?
Oh, where they're like, I think that might have been later.
Definitely more cops than prior. We got a crucifix there.
Oh yeah, the cross. You know what I think? Like I think there was a little bit of early provocatory action where you had like a protester and counter protester yelling at each other over there, and maybe it got radioed in and they decided to zoom in on it. But now you've got the guy with the cross moving away with it. But
big yellow guy carrying a big yellow bag there. That's interesting.
Yeah, and they had a professional photographer over there too who took a bunch of pictures about that time.
Well, there was just somebody posing right before, right on the fence, posing for pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same person, but
okay, we're moving.
Guys, just
checking out all the buckets over there.
Seats. A poor man's beach chair.
Yeah. I think Chief Sund might have mentioned that in his book.
The buckets.
Okay, so Medic on Rumble shot me a video of it. I think you might have given me that video before, but I'll take a closer look at that maybe afterward and maybe pull it up on a future broadcast here. All right, we're back looking at the front line. I'm going to go out a little bit and make sure what we got going on the camera over here. 0932 might be a little bit behind on it. Okay, we're getting to be about 9:30 on that camera. Ooh, okay, we got to go back and watch that here.
Infamous street vendors.
Okay, let me pause it right there. I'm going to pause both of them. Boom. All right. The group over here is the permitted event, which would have been where John Guandolo and the FBI agents were located at. But they didn't get there until a little bit later. But, according to Guandolo, he got an invite to the event, and he came from out of town to attend it. But they were over there on the lawn.
There was an event that the Oath Keepers were supposed to do security for in this area that was supposed to have like not a tarp. What do you call it? One of those goddamn covers or whatever, like a tent, I guess, set up, and they never found it. So I don't know if that's the event and they just didn't have the tent. But got some merch.
A lot going on right now.
Stop the Steal merch. $5.
Okay, let me get the other one playing here too. Doing a look around.
It's zoomed in over there.
Yeah, they're buying. I don't know what they're buying.
Hats.
We got a lady blowing a horn.
Okay.
A lot going on.
That's something.
Hard to keep up with it here.
That guy's got one too. They both got horns. Her and the dude in front of it.
Little dog, police dog.
Is that one of the A9 units they were hiding? You ever find another one besides the one with the stroller?
Oh, I found a bunch of them, yeah. But, I mean, that guy there was wearing a uniform. There were a lot of people who were not wearing a uniform, but clearly had a working dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here we got a guy making hot chocolate over there. And this actually got mentioned in Chief Sun's book. And they told him to move on because he was like heating up water and giving people coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. And then a while later, it got called in as a bomb threat or whatever. And but anyway, that got mentioned in Chief Sun's book, like a notable memory he had.
Must have been banging hot chocolate then.
I mean, they watched him for, like, if I remember right, they had the camera on him for a while, and they let him be there for a while, and then they finally told him to move on. And right now we're at about 8:34 on one camera and 10 on the other one. So the hot chocolate guy, we're a little bit behind on this camera here. We'll try to catch up, but all right. So again, they're watching him for a while.
Quick. What time did they call that guy in as a bomb threat? Because obviously, if the pipe bombs were later on, was that taken seriously, or did they initially did they just kind of forget about it?
Well, apparently they called. Like they had a call in, I think, from over behind the Supreme Court after they told the wagon to move, but it matched the description of the guy they told to move on, right? Like he had like a pan to heat water up or whatever. Anyway, I don't think he had a bomb, but they had a lot of radio chatter apparently that we weren't aware about.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because if the pipe bombs theoretically were as a distraction to pull away Capitol Police resources, then maybe that was as well. But it doesn't really look
Mm-hmm.
like anything came of it. So
Yeah, and again, like if they were worried about it, like why didn't they call in more security earlier too?
maybe that dog that walked by was a bomb sniffing dog. They would just walked right by the guy, and they were like,
All right, we're moving around on the other camera now.
blue
Got the
helmet.
motorcycle cop coming up to him. Maybe you're not allowed to sell merch right there. Telling him to move on.
He keeps pointing in that other way, so probably got conflicting directions from different cops. Oh, I didn't even notice the guy with the camera right there. That's a big camera. Let's see.
That might be the Reuters photographer.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
looking back at our hot chocolate friends. All right, I need to move the hot chocolate forward a little bit. We're a little behind on it. Again, look, I mean, everybody is getting a cup of hot chocolate. They're loving that.
America runs on some fucking guy. Let's see. Is that an elevator shaft right there?
Okay, yeah. Good call, Tim. Let me back that up. All right here. I'm pausing the video here. Right in front, we have the elevator shaft. And you notice there's a camera on top of it. That little pole on top, that black pole. So one of the cameras, the one that we're looking at right now would be what would that be? It would be 0933 and we're looking at it from 0932. So they're parallel, but just to give you an idea of where the cameras are that we're looking at right now. All right, back to play. And we've got people beginning to gather there. He's checking it out. A little after 10 o'clock.
So that dude down there doing? Is that dude down on the lower level?
They may be trying to get out of
Around.
the wind right there.
Interesting trench coat. Looks like a blanket.
Mm-hmm. All right, checking in on the hot chocolate. We got police officers coming to chat with them now. Move it along.
He's calling it in.
They're like, oh man, I can't believe I have to tell hot chocolate people to move on. What a boring job I have here. Most boring day in history.
America's finest.
No, but then they like hang out there for a while and wait till the hot chocolate guy actually packs it up. But anyway.
Yeah, you can definitely watching him. So.
All right, he moved the cart. About to get it loaded up. He might have been given like the remainder of the hot chocolate away right there. Who do we get zoomed in on?
We got some dude there.
We got a guy with a camera right there.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, again, I think somebody commented earlier, like, how much footage do we have, or how much have we lost already? Like, I don't know. I hopefully Congress hasn't destroyed any, but I think a lot of public footage is probably gone forever. A lot of people were worried that they'd get hunted down, and I think a lot may be out there, but we've never seen it because people are afraid to put it out there.
Yeah. Well,
I think
hopefully after the
probably,
pardons, people will be more likely to fucking release their stuff now. Hopefully,
yeah,
especially because it's so cool to be a J6er now. Yeah.
I know, right? We got people claiming they were there and they weren't. Got a lot of activity on both cameras right now. They're both looking around, checking it all out. A little after 10 a.m. and they're both fairly close in time right now. And I think we're getting near to where Bill Dunphy will get on the bullhorn. Maybe he already did. Maybe he did that at 9:30. Again, like, we know we have footage for right now, but we're also kind of checking it out along the way. And if we find anything interesting, we'll probably come back and, if we see a character or whoever, we might want to come back and look at that in more detail later on. But just kind of a good way to review the footage and, refresh as to how everything unfolded. And we got a good shot of me.
Another camera.
Yeah, we got both
camera crew, I should say.
Now, hearing about, we're a little after 10 right now, but at 11:30. Oh, what do you got?
Looks familiar. Yeah, the guy in the right corner there with the American flag suit, the camera crew there.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
he's the one.
I've seen him.
Yeah, that's the guy that I think I may have met him in person before, maybe.
I feel like maybe I did too. I feel like I might have seen him at events. If it's the same guy, I'm sure there's more than one American flag suit, but it's. In fact, I think the eagle guy, the guy with the eagle head, did he have an American flag suit too? I think he did.
He did.
Might have been
yeah.
a different design.
I mean, there are a few. You can get one. Maybe I should get one. I don't know, but
I should definitely get the eagle head. I'm just
I don't know if they ever identified the eagle head. But you were in a photo with him, right? You were in the video. I remember you were in the video with him.
Yeah, and I didn't. And it's funny too because like he's like I go in the building, but like later on he's all over the west side, and it's just funny. Like we had this meme where like we would always look for him, kind of like where's Waldo, because he would just appear randomly and just disappear. We used to call him a chaos demon. Like he just kind of materialized.
Well, he ended up at the tunnel, didn't he?
Yeah,
the eagle.
The mask did come off at one point. It did come off one point. He was getting whopped, but walloped. But
he never became a defendant, though. I know that much.
Yeah, no, not like Sedition Panda.
The poor panda. Why you got to do that to the panda?
The eagle rises and the panda falls. Take that, China. I don't know.
And again, like for people watching at home, it may not be the most thrilling work that we're doing right now. We're going, I don't know, I find it interesting, but you have to go through the video like minute by minute to really find the details. And, when I began reviewing footage, I'd go through it even slower than what we're doing now, just to watch like everything and try to pick up on every detail of all the footage. To build kind of an awareness of what happened, right? But here we're doing kind of a quick audit to make sure we have the footage. Um, and it is kind of a fun refresher on how events unfolded over on the east side, but we also don't have a ton of action. Oh, here we go. We got to zoom in here. Let me. All right, we're now at about 10, almost 10:50.
Okay. Interesting dress.
Oh, she had the. I've got her name. She was blaring the music.
Mm. I think this is also in the general vicinity of where Vandersteel and what Webb or whatever his name is were when they were doing their fake
Yeah,
news
they're
shit.
if we look, they're probably out there right now. They might be. Let me pull in the other camera. You might be able to find them.
Oh shit, they better be out there. Who else going to hand out fake media passes?
She might have been a little bit further to the right.
Mm.
I think she was in front of the planter.
That's what I think. Yeah. Toward the rounded walkway.
All right. Again, we're going to get to a gap in the footage here in a couple hours where they've not given the footage. They've withheld it, but only from one of the cameras. So, like one of them, they gave us the footage, but as you're noticing, the cameras move around, and one of them might have been focused on details they didn't want the public to know about.
See that stupid Q sign someone's holding up? The rounded blue sign with the red text. I've seen that on the west side. I've seen that all over the place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got arrested. Praying Snake never got arrested. He never did. I think they were in on it. Yep. Got the event over there.
Another
A lot
stroller.
going on. And right now I'm trying to get the time here. We're at
Nope, another
about 11 or about 10:50 on the camera here. I got
what is that?
Bill
Uncle
Bill
Sam in
Dunphy on the
overalls.
bullhorn.
Oh yeah.
No, he came in with I think he's with the Philadelphia group, maybe.
The
Or
actual
maybe
Uncle Sam that we know, he was with that the other snitch, Troy Smocks. He was on the west side on top. They were like on top of a thing using a bullhorn there. But that dude, I couldn't understand why the guy. I mean, that was just interesting to me.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
American flag overalls.
Like you can you can tell Bill Dunphy on the bullhorn right here, and Ford Fisher caught the footage of him preaching. Really important footage, in my opinion. Like Ford would be in there somewhere. Anyway, all right.
I mean, is that Ford on the left there with the backpack and the camera?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I think that would be him right there.
Yeah, bottom left corner has a white mask, black beanie. Looks like yeah.
Yeah, that would be about the angle he shot from too.
Hmm.
But really important early footage from the east side, and again, like for a long time, we didn't have any of the CCTV. Tim might have had it at one point in the jail, but I didn't have it until probably late in 2022. I didn't have access to it. And so I had to piece it all together through public footage, which involved a lot of work. Oh, we got another close up right there. Now, here in a moment, we're going to get to where the Proud Boys come in. Oh, look, we got a camera. Pretty good looking camera right there.
Mm. Yeah, yellow bag. That's what it was. Yep.
That may be Ford right there. No, Ford walked around. It can't be Ford. Okay, hot chocolate guy gone. Got another hobo over there now.
But does he have a bow staff?
A lot going on right now. A lot of detail.
Yeah. More video crews by the minute.
I'm going to try to move forward on 0932 a little bit. We've got a lot of interesting footage going on. We're a little behind on it. Oh, whoa. Go back to that. Come on.
They're both turning. They're both turning.
Come on. Where you at? Where you at?
I hope that guy at the bottom is just helping someone up. Okay.
All right. We got all the people with the red Q shirts right there and camo, the praying
No,
snake
nothing
posse.
can stop what's coming.
All right. Now check the guy out there with the bike and the green jacket. On the undercover MPD video, Tomasula, Leva, Callahan, like they come up and they're chatting with him like they know him, like they know he's an undercover. The guy in the green jacket there with the bike. Like, but he'll be, by that point, he'll be on the other side of the Capitol. But I think he's probably either undercover MPD or undercover Capitol Police or who knows what. But
Probably
he's
electronic surveillance unit, more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the bikes, a lot of the people on the bikes are on patrol.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, there's really two options. It's either it's a cop on a patrol, or it just happens to be a local who's riding their bike around the Capitol. Which I mean, it's possible, but more than likely, it's not somebody who came in out of town. More than likely, you know. So.
All right. They reset the camera position. Oh, now if you ever watch the Reuters footage, they had a counter protester over there, and this actually got a little bit heated. You got see the commie sign right there. Like there were people yelling at each other, but you can view that in the Reuters footage. Very important footage, about 2 hours long.
You can see a cop getting between them. So. Or two cops, a few of them, three.
Right. And you did so the counter protesters here, they were liberal, right? I mean, there were a few counter protesters that showed up, but that would be one example of that.
What does it say? GOP is communist, or Putin,
Yeah,
Putin's puppet?
yeah.
That
Nope.
sucks. I couldn't even read the word puppet. It's so they man, get it together.
Hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, and I
Oh,
think the one
pawn
guy
me.
with the big sign was trying to
Pardon.
block him off.
Hmm.
And of course, all the
GOP is,
media, they flocked to it.
yeah, of course.
All
It's like,
right, we got a
whoa, there's
comment.
such a huge turnout against Trump. It's one person.
We got a comment on Twitter. Dr. Panic. The train wouldn't stop at the Capitol that day. There were no barricades stopping anyone anywhere when we got there. Good show, guys. Yeah, they like I don't know. I used the at least to leave anyway. I used the main metro station, but they did shut a couple of them off over near the RNC DNC. I forget the actual name of it, but they shut them off after they found the pipe bombs. Um, so yeah, you couldn't get off there. You had to go to the next one and walk a little farther. But yeah, you're correct about that. Okay, we're after 11 on both of them, but we're a little bit behind on 0932. And here in a little bit, the Proud Boys are going to be marching in. So I'm going to try to get a little closer on what we've got going on here.
You see Zachary Rell, he posted that video, I guess, where Hemphill was trying to get him to fucking
Mm-hmm.
talk about breaking it. He's just like, what?
Okay. Well, and she never published the full video, but they have it in Discovery where repeatedly she would go up to the Proud Boys and try to get them to storm the Capitol with her. She'd be like, "Hey guys, follow me. I need a little help or whatever." And like literally way worse than Ray Epps. Like she would go up time after time after time, and that full video they've never put it out. Like they could if they wanted to, probably, but they've got it under seal right now. Um, but yeah, what he put out, she had recorded a clip of her screen, like after Pam Hempill surfaced, like she.
Is that me or is that you? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It was working fine. Maybe it's my connection.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes.
Too loud?
Good job. No, it's just I couldn't hear you at all for like the past 2 minutes.
I
At
don't
some
know.
point,
Maybe the
when you were talking about
maybe.
Pemphil, the thing was sealed, and then you just kind of cut.
Yeah, I don't know if the FBI cut my line or what. Kind of weird. Woo. Anyway, Pam
Oh, hold on,
Hempill.
hold on. All right, continue.
Uh, I appreciate that, Tim. That was appropriate. All right. Yeah, Pam Hempill, she had her footage. She told me she'd give it to me. And then she began making it up like, oh, I have it in a bank vault, or I don't actually have a copy. They haven't given me my footage back. And she was clearly lying to me. She didn't want to give it to me. And then she began putting out clips of her footage where she's like using a phone or a camera or whatever to record her computer monitor. So you get like a really terrible quality footage, and she's like moving it forward and backward really quickly, like I'm kind of doing on the live stream here, to where you can't actually
Hmm.
tell like the full quality, right? And she played dumb, like, oh, I don't know how to do video or whatever. But she used to have like a video show where she would publish to YouTube. Like she knows how to do video, but she would play dumb.
Well,
And
hey,
she
hey,
didn't want to put
Will,
it
give
out
her the benefit of the doubt. Give her the benefit of the doubt. I think her computer had stitches.
there. Yeah, Pam. Anyway,
Yeah, I
all
mean,
right. Can you hear me all? I see I moved and my mic turned off, but I think I'm audible now, right? Yeah. I probably pulled a cord. My bad. My bad. All right. Let me why don't we check back in on the video? Where are we at right now? Camera 0932. We are at about 1340. I mean, the Proud Boys maybe coming in here in a little bit, and then we're getting close to that on the other camera, 0933 as well. All right, I think we have. Let me magnify that. I think we have a group coming in on the lawn, which would be the Proud Boys coming in.
well, if you look in the back, I think you could see their caravan, or maybe that's the wrong direction. In the top right corner, looks like there's a
Oh,
parade
there
of
they are.
people.
See that big group coming in right there?
Hmm.
They're coming in. They're going to sign that dumb declaration of authority over there. Yeah, actually, you may be able to. I think that might be it on the table right there. Like just beyond the railing, you've got a declaration of authority. I think that would be it. Or it
Could
may be
you
a little
explain what that
farther
is?
down. Well, somebody had the professionally printed declaration of authority out there, which pretty much, if you read it, would be like everything the government would need to prosecute you for sedition or whatever, like not a good thing to put your name on for.
Ah, someone had something
Like,
similar inside the jail. They tried to get people to sign. That's weird, crazy.
yeah. Anyway, you kind of wonder, like, how did that get there? How would that thing that they would, I don't know. But yeah, we've got
I
the.
I tell you what happened to me in prison. Some guy had a big picture of the Proud Boys, and he tried to get me to sign it. And I'm like, and they're all the Capitol lawns, doing their screaming shit or whatever. I'm like, I'm not signing this shit. You're fucking out of your mind. I'm not fucking signing this. A lot of people tried to get me to sign shit, and I'm like, I'm not putting my name on that. There's no fucking way.
All right, we've got a camera moving around, the other camera moving around a little bit too.
Camera crews,
Yeah, I mean, you got
seats.
to like. I think there are probably a few people that got wrapped up in it who, you know, not bad people, but anytime you get involved with a group like that, not a good idea. They're going to try to. The feds are going to try to entrap
Infiltrate.
you and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, clearly the clearly the answer to that is just to keep joining more groups. Clearly.
Not enough. I'm not in enough. Okay, we got a guy leaning on the tree. A lot of weird activity on the lawn over here. Huh. I think by now the Proud Boys have gone down to the lower level, maybe. Maybe not quite yet, but they've got them on other cameras, or they may be over there. Okay, there they are. We got a good tight shot of a lot of them.
Oh, there's CUNY right there. I guess
Yeah,
he's
Christopher Kuna. He not a proud
with
boy though, not
yeah,
officially. We got a bunch of other
orange
people in there.
beanies. Yeah,
The
that's
yeah,
so. What was the story with that? They were that's the Arizona Proud Boys specifically. Is that that's what I
yeah, their
heard?
chapter.
Then we got James Knowles there.
Yeah, Fed informant,
Yeah,
rat.
snitch, scumbag. Let's
And
see.
again, we probably have. I know Pam Hempill is in here somewhere. She was like right in the middle, always trying to be near Nordine and Tario, and trying to record their audio too. Which I mean, the video. I'm glad she got it in retrospect, but I think she was trying to. I don't know. Who knows what she was trying to do? I think we know.
I think we know too.
I think we know. A lot of people wonder. You know, she should give a copy of her footage to CNN for the next interview. They should actually put it out there, show Pam Hempill trying to get people to storm the Capitol. Uh, like literally,
Well,
I mean, she was worse than Ray Epps.
hey, did Taylor Hanson release his shit now since it's safe?
I don't think we have it yet, but anyway. Yeah, if you're watching right now, feel free to comment if you want to chime in, if you want anything, us to comment on anything or to slow down. Like we kind of blew through the overnight period. There were maybe a couple interesting things in there, but right now a much more like significant period of time because you've got the Proud Boys coming in, you've got a lot of other important characters that are filling in on the east side of the Capitol, and um, we're taking a little bit more time to watch the footage here in detail.
That looks like. Oh, never mind. I thought that was Vandersteel at the bottom there with the furry hood, but maybe probably not.
I'm not sure if she came
Uh,
up. Well, it might be. I don't know.
mm,
Maybe a
she had a furry
well.
hood, but I don't think it was. I don't think that was it.
There were a couple of them over there, though.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now they've gone down. They're getting ready to take their photo. This is actually really.
Let's see. A lot of not Proud Boys that day too. Now there's Enrique Colon. He's the guy who flipped. Let's see. Just a million photographers just trailing along.
Yeah, and you're going to have Dunphy and them going up to him too and trying to. Again, Pam should be there. Yeah, there she is right there. You got the black coat. She's got her um, recording device. Uh, she was like on her footage right there. She was asking them to help her storm the Capitol. And here we
Now
have
there's Dunphy.
no, you've got Jeff Klein right there in the cross hat. We don't know what he's talking about, unfortunately, but he played a big role in trying to get people to storm the Capitol. A lot of people in his fake religious
Salt and
group,
Light Brigade. That's the Salt and
Salt and
Light
Light
Brigade, though,
Brigade.
right? That guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. They were trying to get people to storm the Capitol. A lot of them have worked for federal intel agencies, and you got to wonder, like, were they trying to get the Proud Boys to join them on the east side? All right, handshake. We got Nordine handshaking with Klein. Like, I think Klein, I don't think they knew each other, but I think Klein probably, my theory anyway, may have had a mission to try to get them or as many as people as possible to help them push through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, devil's advocate. Like, let's say
All right.
whatever. Like, if they any interaction, public interaction, they could use to build some other case or something else. Yeah.
And now the
Ugh.
guy Klein is walking with. See, the camera is following Klein now. They're going back over to Dunphy. The guy he's walking with,
The yellow gloves.
uh, yeah,
Yeah.
he stayed at their hotel, and he actually went in the Capitol. And he was kind of tailing a few people in the Capitol. Never got charged.
Shocking.
Looks like he's wearing like a bulletproof vest under that leather jacket too.
He walks weird. It's walks like a scarecrow.
All
Uh,
right, they're going back over there to where Dunphy would be. Got Praying Snake on the phone right there, looking back at where the Proud Boys would be. And he played a big role in getting the Oath Keepers in the Capitol. All right, now, kind of funny though that the camera followed them, right?
yeah.
Like after they met with Nordine, the camera followed them back.
It's also possible, I suppose, that if they were keeping an eye on Dunphy and Klein and that whole crew earlier, that I don't know, could be possible that's why they followed him. They obviously were following the Proud Boys as well, because I know I've seen cameras, I think maybe dome cameras that follows them throughout the district as they walk around. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're like, oh, we got these two groups, which I'm sure was really the mission of the fake the cult or whatever.
All right, they're going back there. You've got Garden Gloves. You've got Bill Dunphy going up to the Proud Boys, and I think Klein went around to the back maybe, and you've got Pam Hempill over there somewhere. A lot of people. AJ right there. Yeah, Pam Hempill walking around, and she caught important footage. Like she caught a little bit of footage of key characters over there. Had conversation. She kept going up to the Proud Boys saying, "Hey, join me. I need you to help me."
Hmm.
Like I wish that video had become public, but the government. You'd think the government would have wanted to put it out there to play at her sentencing hearing, but
How is it still under seal? Like, if her case was resolved, should it not be under seal anymore?
well, they didn't introduce it as an exhibit. It may have
Hmm.
gotten, I don't know, maybe in the Proud Boys. I'd have to go check, but anyway, they'll be here a little bit longer, and then they're going to march around to give you a view of where we're at back over at the main area. And we're getting, what are we, about noon right now?
After 11.
Mm-hmm. And we're pretty close to noon. They're going to go walk back around the Capitol. They'll go to the food trucks, get a bite to eat, and then from there they'll end up at the Peace Circle, which is where you have like Ray Epps and Ryan Samsel and all that. But there were actually a lot of people at the Peace Circle before they got there, and the Proud Boys kind of filled in behind them.
Why even go there? You're already on the Capitol grounds.
Go where? Yeah, I don't know. I
I mean,
mean,
just from the east all the way to the west. I mean, I know that again it was like a parade, I think, or whatever you want to call it. But you're
well, if you
already
look at the
you're already there. You're already there.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah the footage at the food trucks, um they have like their leaders say, "Hey, we're going to pack it up, head that way or whatever." I don't know why, but maybe they were planning to, I don't know. But they moved to the front of the Capitol, and We all know how it played out.
And there's the Knoll twins. I only stopped to use a restroom at some point that morning. It was the Porta Johns.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gotten to meet him?
Knoll? Either of them?
Mm-hmm.
No. I knew Cressman. I knew Cressman in jail. And then obviously I've met CUNY, but yeah, those are the only ones on that indictment that I've actually met. Interesting flag. I think I saw Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan, one of the stand flags there.
Yeah, I saw a tweet the other day, like they're trying to ban foreign flags on Capitol grounds, and uh, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. Like, you got people from all over the world that come to, I don't know, that would be hard to regulate for one, but not that we want people like flying the French flag over our Capitol, but I think there was actually a French flag in the crowd on January 6th. You got an Iranian flag and Israeli, all kinds of Vietnam.
Georgia, South
Yeah.
Vietnam, which doesn't exist anymore. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess they could, I guess legally, if the precedent is they can have a statute forbidding picketing with flags, then I
Hmm.
suppose theoretically they could specify which flags too. But I'm more worried about who's waving the flag than the flag itself.
Again, I could speed through it right now, but we're kind of at an interesting section where the Proud Boys are hanging out over there, and figured I'd kind of watch it, let it play out. You always pick up more details on how the day unfolded every time you watch it.
Mm.
Now, again, at noon, right about noon, President Trump began speaking, and a lot of people over here on the east side of the Capitol, they would like broadcast it on a bullhorn or whatever. But Bill Dunphy gave like a short speech right before the president got up, and he, you know, urged people to like, you know, go through the gates and fill the Capitol and all that before Trump even began speaking. All right, Proud Boys are moving. They're going to walk around. A lot of people we are familiar with hanging out over there.
Well, that dude looked like he had a radio in his back pocket.
And you've got a
Damn.
lot of cameras right there on the street, and each of them were like following them too. They were tracking them, like their every movement. We know there were undercovers that were in them and following them as well. And, we know they had informants also. So, like, anyway.
I saw someone just walk on with a pass hanging from their neck. Looks like they were in a
Where
suit.
at?
No, that was bottom left one. Yeah. I think they're standing behind the yeah. Yeah, it looks like they might have luggage with them too. See that thing hanging down? Maybe that's a press pass. It might be a photographer.
Okay. Hmm.
Definitely taking pictures. Or they're talking into a radio. Yeah, no, it looks like they're wearing jeans or something. Yeah, okay. Now they're the one holding the luggage right there, the suitcase, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that is. They look important, but maybe they're not.
Never know.
Yeah.
I keep getting, I don't know.
More Facebook, more
Yeah,
Facebook
no,
notifications.
I'm not even on Facebook though. I'll have to check that
Do
out.
you remember? You remember your login information?
I could probably figure it out. I shot him an email the other day. I don't think, I don't know if they're going to unban me, but Brady Knowlton claimed that he got unbanned.
Hmm.
I may be too much trouble for Facebook though. Who knows? All right.
I'd definitely like to get my shit back. Years and years. It's the Horns guys again. I think,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the hell that is. It's holding something weird. What kind of flag is it?
Oh, okay, we're zooming in here. Did that guy have a radio?
Which guy?
Okay, come on. No, he's smoking.
Yeah. Hell no, never Joe.
All right, here we got. I think that right over there would have been the event. I mean, that might have been the event that the no, that would have
Okays.
been Guandolo's event right there. No, they should have been to a different event. I think I'd have to look at the map again, but now you've got all that area over there, but you've got a real big concentration of people uh, right in front of the one planter, which is where
Yeah.
they made their push.
Bike cop, cops riding bikes. Two of them. Now I'm scared.
All right, we're about 12:30 now. Okay, we got a line of we got okay, line of cops coming in here. Walking in. All right, we got a comment. Look for the girl with the stroller. Watch what she does with it. All right, we'll keep an eye out.
The stroller. Where's there a stroller? I saw the dog, but I didn't see the stroller.
I'm not sure. I think there might have been one over there though. Okay, we're about 9:30, or I'm sorry, 12:45. All right, we're getting very close to where they began to push. I'm going to go ahead and no. I'm sorry, we're about an hour away from that. That'll be 1:45. A lot more people filling in here. All right, we're about 1 o'clock right now. So at 1:10, okay, so by now 12:53, people would have been going in over by the peace circle, right? And we know a few of them got news about that going on over here on the east side, and they wanted to go around and check it out. Like apparently they had phone reception and could tell like there was something going on, and they wanted to go check it out. But President Trump didn't actually finish speaking until 1:10. So a lot of people were, tuned into the speech and following that. All right. We're about 1:15 now. Got the motorcade pulling up. The motorcade right there.
Now, is Megan Paradise on this side by this point?
She would have pretty close. Yeah, she'd arrive in any moment. I think. I'm trying to remember the exact time. Maybe 1:25. She might. I don't know when she got there, but she began making noise. Um, Maybe 1:25, 1:30, if I remember right.
I'd ask Adam Carolla, but I know he won't tell me the truth.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe he might not even know. But Megan Paradise is Adam Carolla's niece, and she was a big time provocateur, trying to get people to go inside the Capitol. All right, we're getting near the action here. We're about 1:30, 1:35. And you're beginning to have, if you had audio, bullhorn activity of people chirping, trying to get the crowd riled up. Okay, where are we at? All right, I think we got a push. Let me move in here. They're about to begin trying to push.
Yeah. Can already kind of see it on the right there. Yep. It's a big orange. Was it orange brawler? I think. Yep. There goes the fence.
Really?
That dude ever get identified? Orange brawler.
I think they. I'd have to go check. I think they turned the ID in, but I don't think he ever got arrested. So here we have it beginning at 1:45, and unfortunately they don't zoom in on it with this camera. They've got it from a dome camera where they look in on it pretty tight. But they're
Yeah.
beginning to push right there in the middle of the line. And you might even be able to find Pam Hempill running around outside the fence. Let's see if we can find Pam Hempill out here. Okay. Maybe not from the angle we have right here, but she would have gotten out of the gate and been out of there for about 5 minutes at a time. and trying to get other people to join her. Pretty much, pretty much. All right, we are get to that on the other camera here.
See that one dude run to the corner of the on the bottom left to jump up to the other planner? Right as people were doing that.
He might have wanted to get video. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. It looked like it was he was trying to time it to
trying to get leverage.
Not like it was nefarious, but like he was like, "Oh shit, this is about to go down. I need to watch this from a good angle."
All right, we got a comment from Medic on Rumble. Heard the police radio going crazy at the time. She was actually on the line down there, and then we got another one. Florida Groip 69. WTF is this Fed led shit?
What was his
And
name?
he,
Florida what?
Over on Rumble, we got Florida Groip 69 claiming that 7 out of 10 of everyone there are feds. Yeah, you never know. I mean, we don't have the
Well, with a name like Groip, I believe him.
Yeah, were you there, Florida Groip?
With Fuentes, you a Groiper?
I don't think they got there till well, they might have. I don't know. I do think probably the earlier you got there, maybe the more likely you were a provocateur. I don't know, but not always true. But all right, we have camera 09. We're gonna take that one 0933. Getting close up there, and there are actually people in the vehicle right there, and they, as far as I could tell, never got out. They hung out there for hours at a time. They parked it right before people got up there, and then they just hung out in the vehicle the entire time.
And you had people dancing on top of it, and it's like,
all right, Jessica Watkins says, "Tim, do a skip and hop for me."
I don't know what that means. A skip and hop? Never.
The Florida Groiper, he's trolling you over there on Rumble, Tim, saying you have a green screen. You didn't even use it for an actual green screen. Didn't put a background back there.
I didn't even know I could do that with. I could do it with Streamlabs, but I didn't even know. Can I do that with this?
We probably could. Let me
Oh,
try to
but
do
you
it.
would probably. But you get to decide what my background is. Is that right? Wow.
No, wrong one there. All right. There we go. And now we got to do a color key. All right, chroma key. Oh, we got to do the chroma key on Tim though. Let me. No, I got to go to your other one. I'm sorry, Tim. Anyway,
well, in honor of the Groipers, let's do a solid for Florida Groip and put Ali Alexander in my background. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I disavow.
I'm trying to do it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But
well, this was enlightening.
Oh well. I'll figure it out another time. Anyway, Florida Groip wanted you to have a chroma key, but we'll do it another time. How about that, Florida Groip?
I can do it with
right.
Streamlabs, but I can't mix call. I don't really use this, so
yeah.
Ain't about that life. Shit.
Why don't we get rid of Tim here and go back over?
Wow.
No, Groip. I mean, he's over on Rumble trolling you up. Anyway,
You can't really you can't troll a troll. That doesn't really work like
you
that.
cannot troll a troll. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
All
like
right, we got a bunch of people up on the steps, and
it's like Highlander. It's like Highlander. You can only anyway.
mhm.
Like
And
a
again, right
Highlander
now
can kill him.
we have one perspective, but we have a lot of people who recorded video real up close, so we know like where people were. If you look over on the right, there was kind of an organized effort to push right there, um, like almost like a rugby pile, like pushing up on that. I've gone through a lot of video looking at that. Um, but eventually the police will fall back and go in. Oh, look at Pam Hempill behind everybody up there on the steps. There's Pam Hempill.
Yep,
She did
with
her
the
little
cops.
gag like, I fell down. Now I'm behind everybody. So by now she has already been beyond the police line before anybody else 3 different times. Oh my word. All right. I think we're probably about 205, 206. They're about to break through. And
This
making
dude's
sure that our
I saw I'm checking out the your Rumble stream just so I can see like how like his trolling quote unquote is it just seems like he's butthurt. He just seems butthurt.
yeah. Oh well, what can you do, Tim?
Not give a shit.
No, no, Jessica, we're a little bit farther away from the stack. 20 minutes away. Okay, yeah. That would be about 2:35 when the national anthem played. Uh, and then I think you went up to the door about 2:38 and a half. No, the door opened about 2:38, which is about when you guys reached the platform. Like literally, there was a guy inside the door looking out the window, and the moment that the first oath keeper got up to the platform, he ran up the stairs inside the Columbus stores with the bullhorn and began bullhorning down treason, treason, treason. And like he knew what to look for. And he got arrested on election night. Kind of weird. So he got the case dismissed as well. But yeah, he got arrested on election. Cam Crusher. Hashtag Cam Crusher. All
I
right.
saw that guy. That's interesting.
Finally going up. And a lot of people going up there. We got a lot of key characters going up there right now. Oh, be nice, Florida Groip. You don't gotta tear into Tim like that. I I have the ability to view all the comments at one time. Maybe I should put that up here. Um, maybe I'll do that, and that way we can. I'll take me off and put the comments up here if I can figure that out.
Yeah, that's real poor bait. Yeah, poor bait. Not good. As a shit talker on the internet, that's like,
Teach him. You got to
yeah.
educate him, Tim. Like, how do you actually do it?
First off, it helps if people don't know what you're doing. You know, like if ever you already know what you're up to, it's just like it's not funny. It's just kind of like okay, it's like being a tryhard. You know, if you've been outed, it's kind of like dealing with like snitches and like you catch them doing something and they're like, you didn't just see what you saw. It's just like okay, it's like all right, keep doing your script, but it sucks. It's
What can you do,
yeah.
right?
I mean, you keep calling me gay, but I mean, other than that, it's just like, what else you got? It's kind of lame. So
Let me.
you could at least call me a slur, please. Come on, sir.
No, we got to be polite here.
You're right.
I try.
So civilized. So civilized.
Anyway, all right, we got pretty much the entire platform up there full. I am not up there. I am off to the right in the courtyard. I remember all that going down. I'm like, I don't want to go up on the steps, right? I didn't want to be in that crowd. Um, but I ended up in there anyway. All right, and you can't really tell from here, but you've got a lot of activity at the doors. I think by now Hunter Imke has probably broken a window open or will do it very soon, and the police come over to tackle him. Like you can kind of see a few officers going over. Yeah, they're kind of zooming in a little bit, but like Hunter Imke would have been breaking a window open over there, and yeah, I think they're coming over to apprehend him. And at some point in here, they had a flashbang or two that went off. Like the first one might have gone off already, but um, you had, I believe, two different flashbangs that went off. All right. I'm going to try to pull the chat up here if I can. I should have had it.
What's up, J6 Commission? He said, "Much love to Tim and Will." Aw,
Oh,
that's way nice. That's way nicer than the
yeah. You're getting a lot of hate
Grover
on the
guy
new
who.
one.
Well, it's like he only started doing that after I made fun of Fuentes and Alexander. So I don't know. But he doesn't know who they are, so I don't know. No, whatever. Okay. When you're a clown, nobody takes you seriously.
Oh, come on, Tim. You're not a clown, are you? A little bit.
I try to be. I try
All
to
right,
be.
I'm gonna move it forward a little bit here. We have kind of a stalemate. On the left, we have camera 0932, and we're now at about 215. And on the right, we are at about 210 in here. And now we're at about 215, 218. All right. Now, the door will open for the first time at about 225 when George Tenney pushed it open. And at that point, the Oath Keepers really weren't up there. A lot of them hadn't even arrived on the plaza at that time.
Have you spoken to Tenny about that? As I know, I think Hector Vargas, he was in prison with him. So I
What
don't know if
did
you ever.
what have you heard?
I haven't heard anything. I know I've seen Hector posted that group shot they had in prison with Julie Kelly's book. So I know
Oh yeah.
he was in there. So he's out
Yeah, I
now, of
mean,
course. So
yeah, the account that Tenney gave at his sentencing actually, I was able to triangulate that to other sources, which seemed to be um, to corroborate it. Um, but yeah, it sure, like on the CCTV, it sure looked kind of fishy to where, like, he really wanted to get that door open. Again, like, uh, trying to interpret things on video can be pretty difficult, but um, you got to take in information and then you get more information later on and you try to figure out a little bit along the way. All right, we are at about 220, and I think we're going to get the Alex Jones posse in here in a little bit.
Now, curious, because of the connection that FBI agent Dew had with Alex Jones, do you think that he arrived with Alex Jones and maybe the guy's nephew, Rob Dew?
Not that I can tell. Well, and the other thing, like they took off after, like well before then, like Alex Jones and that group.
Mm,
Like if they, um, I don't know. I think they were there before and they came from a different direction, if I remember right. I'd have to go back and look at that, but
mm,
uh, they definitely didn't leave with them.
gotcha.
All right, we are at about 222, 225. All right, they're trying to get in the door right now. Maybe they have it open at the. Can't really tell from the camera. We have a lot of footage recorded, like right outside the door and right inside the door. Okay, if you look there at the bottom, you have like the Alex Jones people walking away right there. Like they were up, kind of up on the steps, and then they took off.
Medic says he was smelling a lot of weed in the crowd at this time.
Yeah.
Oh crap! It's
The
Alex Jones. I didn't say Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com.
uh,
Where were you seeing Jessica's comments? Because I don't see her on the Rumble there. So was that on X,
Twitter, yeah.
Twitter? Okay.
Yeah, X. I'm going to try to get it here. Un momento.
The chat is ready.
For whatever reason, though, I mean, I've got it. Can you? There we go. For whatever reason, it won't play quite everything, but got a little bit of chat.
Smell a lot of weed.
Yeah,
Buy my
Jessica, we can
snake
see
oil.
her right there. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of weed. There were people drinking over there too. The one guy crushed a Bud Light. Um, I think I tweeted that clip out of like he crushed a Bud Light. Anyway,
I was watching video with a guy in the jail. We found there was the third floor when they were clearing out the building. They had all these guys with guns and stuff like that, and they just had this guy on the ground. He was drinking Bud Light on the floor. He had like a 6-pack with him. This is pretty funny.
wow. Now right here we have like they pan over to kind of the courtyard in between the center and the north, right? They had a little bit of like a fight going on over there. Might have been a distraction. I don't know. But um, anyway.
Hmm. You can see the Oath Keepers there. I think that's Ken. It looks like Ken Harrelson, maybe. He's got the camo hat, black shirt. No, at one point they sing the anthem on the stairs.
There we go. I'm moving me around a little bit here. There we go. Kind of. And we are at what time we got? About 1428, which would be 228. So the Oath Keepers will come up here in a little bit.
I already saw some of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Medic says, "I see me." So, good job, man.
Yeah, we like I'm figuring it out. I'm throwing you up there. I should have had it already, but I'm throwing you up there as we got it. Maybe I'll have a few more people on here the next time we do one. Do you guys have any requests for like the next camera we should audit here?
Yeah, Ken and Dolan, they were together there on the. I think they were there for. Who was it? I think they were supposed to follow John Strand and Simone Gold. I guess they. I think that's yeah.
7029. Yeah, that would be yeah, down below, I think. All right, we are getting pretty near to where the Oath Keeper is going to go up in the infamous stack here. Not quite. And the funny thing is too, like um, a lot of different people did the same thing. Like Capitol Police did it. A lot of
Yeah.
non. Um, yeah, they were mainly doing like anytime you go through a crowd, like what way do you go? You go in a line because you've usually got like one opening to get through. I don't think they were doing anything nefarious, but oh yeah, Columbus
You're
River's
listening to 96.3, The Stack, Stack, Stack.
all right. Now, kind of weird, like they take a zoom out right there, right about the time that they're going to go up, which I wish they wouldn't have done that. We would have had a lot more detail. But fortunately, we had a few other camera angles to do that. You
Kelly
sure they weren't?
Meggs, he also told me. Oh, go ahead.
Well, Jessica's saying it wasn't tactical or nefarious, but I don't know. You never know. I'm kidding with y'all. Anyway, go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, Meg said that, and I believe we both know that like certain people were like trying to pull the Oath Keepers into the area, but Meg's
Mm-hmm.
told me that as they were going up there, you had people randomly saying Oath Keepers," and chanting, which doesn't mean anything, but you know, there could have been people there who specifically wanted to,
I
I don't
think,
know,
yeah, I
draw them
think there
in.
was a coordinated attempt to funnel them in from my review video.
Yeah.
My opinion, anyway. All right. We are at uh, uh we're about 30.
I see
Couple more.
Vandersteel.
She'll make her way in there.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Fed,
at about
fed, fed,
33,
fed.
34. And the national anthem began, I think, about 35. I wish they would have not zoomed out, though.
J6 Commission says, I'm interested to see more of the West Terrace.
Yeah, we could
I
do
don't know if
that.
he has anything specifically in mind.
Like that right there. Is that what you want to look at? Like we could do that. Probably
Yeah,
not today
you
though.
like you like that you like that commission? You like that big boy? Huh? Is that looking good for you?
I mean, a lot to go in there, right? I mean, the main point in auditing, we want to make sure if we're missing any video. Uh, Fortunately, I don't think we're missing quite as much from here, although they did potentially blur a little bit of footage. But yeah,
I'm interested in getting those damn cameras that are listed on the map that are just
not
I couldn't
there.
get them on evidence.com and I definitely couldn't get them on Rumble. Like past the there are two cameras not on the well you know about the ones that were disconnected on top of the media tower, but there were two further out and they just don't seem to exist. And I'm like, well, why would you put them on the map in our discovery if they didn't exist?
Yeah, I
So
know what you're
I just thought
talking
those.
about.
Mm.
Well, I mean, we have a problem because you've got a lot of cameras like the Library of Congress, which would have been right across the street from, well, let me go back here, right? They would have potentially had cameras looking at the east side here when the Oath Keepers were going up, but those never got produced in Discovery. But they do have cameras, which they've never wanted to put out. And I think a few of them may relate to the pipe bomber, but yeah, we've got a cover up going on. And unfortunately, our Republican friends in Congress are a part of it. But all right, we are currently at uh, right about 35. And unfortunately, Jessica, the camera operator zoomed out right about the time y'all were going to go up there. And so on this camera, anyway, you don't have a very good shot of what took place. But fortunately, we had a lot of public footage and other things that detail it.
What about that camera? I don't recall the number off the top of my head. Remember, I found that footage of Megan Paradise leaving the Columbus store. I think she walked past the shaman dude. It
Oh,
wasn't the
later
best
on.
quality, but yeah, but I think it was. It maybe it was from the opposite camera as this one. I feel like it. Mm, yeah, I think maybe it was from the side where the other Potter is, but it
No,
could. But
I
I know
don't.
that that one moves around too, like all the others. So it does zoom out at some point.
All right, I want to point out here. Let me go back a little bit. All
It was an elevator camera. That's what it was.
right, I'm going back a little bit here, and we'll take you up here. Now, notice uh, you don't have any Gadsden flag on either side of the steps at this point. And then they put one up
Then you have them
about,
hanging on the
yeah,
one side and then the other side parallel.
yeah. Once you take the top, they put one up on the right hand. And then after you get the main opening, like the first opening, the police were able to get it shut pretty quickly. And like a few people got in, like Simone Gold, John Strand, a few others. But like, all right, here we are at 238. They would have the door cracked open at 238.5. Now we're at about 239. And they hang another one over here on the left, another Gadsden flag at about 240 after they get the door open, which I don't know. Anyway, you can kind of tell your point in time um,
The
based on where the
symmetry is
flag would
striking.
be. Yeah, yeah. Who planned that? I don't know.
Oh, and the camera I was thinking it was 933 0933. That was the elevator tower north. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where you can
we're
see
looking.
the column when the column of Oath Keepers come out with Tariq. You can see
Yeah,
that clearly on that camera.
we're on 0933 right now, so we'll get
Yeah.
that here in a little bit.
Yeah. That was at
All right.
340. Yeah.
All right, medic saying there was an older guy that hung the Gadsden flag on the left upper platform. He had white hair, and he thought he was weird. Do you have a picture of him that you could get me? Like, or would you be able to identify him in a picture? Like, I'm sure I could find. I think I could probably identify him from video, but yeah, I'd be
Red
curious to
pants.
get your input. All right, we are looking again at 0932, 0933, both of them available on Rumble, but we're missing a little bit of footage.
Megan Paradise will show up at 3:35.
Well, and she'd already be in by now.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
her leaving, her sneaking out.
yeah,
Past her
I think
curfew.
she got in. She might have. Did she get in before or after the Oath Keepers? I can't remember now, but about the same time. All right, let me make sure I get
Well,
the
she
other
was doing
two.
that. She was on the bullhorn going, "We backed you, now you back us." So
Yeah,
just
take
thinking
their
of when that
shields, take their shields. Yeah, total provocateur. And then she got Big O to put
sounds
her
like
feet up on the
sounds like a
desk.
potato. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. No good. All right, we got
you should
about.
you should offer Megan Paradise a free buffet.
I offered Tommy Tatum a free buffet, but then Tommy had to be mean to me. I was going to give Tommy a free buffet. Why do you have to do that, Tommy? My word. I tried to be a good guy to you, and then all you do go off on me on Twitter, make crappy TikTok videos, steal my content, whatever.
Breaking news.
Be nice, Tim. Maybe I'll unban Tommy at some point, but usually he'll work his way back into the blog. I hate blocking people, but uh, Tommy can earn it at times. But all right, again, we're looking to put the context. Like the significant point in time at the Capitol would have been um, probably like things began to turn about 245, 250, and then you kind of got like a different energy at the Capitol. Um, like there seemed to be a real coordinated effort to get the Oath Keepers in the door at 238, and then a few others went up there a little bit after that. But after Ashley Babbitt got shot, there was kind of a change in energy everywhere. And um, now that doesn't mean that there wasn't like provocateur activity still going on. You had a few people doing that, but the that we didn't quite have like a coordinated, from what I can tell anyway, effort to get people like the Oath Keepers in the building. I think they tried, in my opinion, they had a mission to accomplish, and they accomplished it. But all right, medic, 6-inch length rubber tubing. I meant okay. You were. Oh, you don't have a picture of him. Oh, he tied the flag with a rubber tubing. Like he had a random rubber tube that he tied it. Okay.
6-inch rubber tube.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we get a close up right there. We're looking at about, okay, about 3 o'clock.
That's the window where
Oh, look, we got, oh, crap.
hmm?
We got, you can, our liberal provocateur up there.
the was that
Right there. The one
yeah,
who,
yeah, the stupid Bart Simpson, the Simpson sign. Bart Simpson.
yeah,
Was that the DC local communist
Patricia Aguino or Guino or whatever.
from Bolivia, right?
Yeah, on the
The
left hand, you'll be able to see her sign. I don't
Mm.
know, Bolivia. I don't know, but she calls
I think
everybody else.
she had some South American flag in her bio at some point. I'm pretty sure it was Bolivia, just because they have a horrible
Yeah,
flag. My
but she
opinion.
got elected like to be a local commissioner, like of her neighborhood, and she's always calling everybody else from January 6th like a terrible, uh, terrible person. But like she was there too. Like I don't know
Oh
why
yeah.
you're calling out other people.
I don't know why she didn't get a trespassing charge or a picketing charge. It looks like she's picketing. I don't know.
Yeah, different when you're a Democrat.
Yeah. Very weird.
All right, and we need to go back momentarily. And again, we're going to have a gap in the footage at what we're going to have it here coming up at the 3 o'clock hour. Yeah, on camera 932. So 933, we're going to have footage throughout the entire time. 932, we're going to go dark for about 2.5 hours. And these cameras, again, move around. Um, so we don't know what it might have been pointed at. But we'll go back over here. Let me find 932. All right, 932, we're currently looking at 325 about. All right, 325. Now we're at 338. And then it goes to 550.
Yeah.
Right? Again, you got,
Normal.
yeah, we're about, I'm trying to do the math in my head here. We got probably about 354, 355. And then we jump ahead to 550. And a lot happened in that period of time, right? They were pushing people out. The camera probably moved around a little bit, but we have a gap of over 2 hours right there. And our Republican friends in Congress won't tell us why. And we've got a lot of them. Like not the only camera that it happened. Like we're missing a lot of footage from a key moment of time at the Capitol. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about it, but they are hiding footage from the American people.
We need someone to stand in the gap. There's a big gap.
Why don't we'll go through the other one. Let me catch up on the comments here. I'm way behind. Medic
Patricia Eugenio.
Aguino, or yeah, Uguino, however you want to call her. All right, we're back on camera 0933 now. We do have more time on it, and maybe I'll throw them both up here, and we can kind of compare like what we might have missed. All right, so 3.3, we'll zoom in on the door about 3:20 here. We got a good shot of the door.
Bunch of grippers.
Was that the Oath Keepers right there? That Kelly? I think he might have been out by then, but I'd have to go back and check the timeline. There's a couple Oath Keepers in there. All right, you got people waving people up though. Look at that. Come on up.
Yeah.
You got the 3 lever. Now here's one thing I've noticed. You've got a lot of like really tall flagpoles, like professional flagpoles, and you have like a unique combination of flags on them at times. And I'm kind of wondering if they used them for
signals,
signaling or movement or whatever. And
well, I do think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do think that certain flags were used basically as rallying points, kind of like in the army, how we have what they call like a guidon bearer. You know, someone who kind of stands at the front of a unit with a flag. I think I've seen a bit of that in certain hallways where people will clearly link up. Now, does that mean it's an operation? No, but it means that certain people knew what to look for whatever reason. Could just been buddies looking, but I don't know. Just I know some of these people were also like with Tower Pup, um, kind of odd, and of course I think they had interactions themselves with the police outside the Capitol. So doesn't
Mhm.
mean anything, but could be something.
All right, we're looking at 1525, about 325. And again, we I think we had footage on the other camera until about 350, 354. But at one point it'll blank out and we won't have footage from both. Okay. And the doors will open and close a few times here. All right, we're at 1530. We'll go back.
Yeah, there's the shaman. M Night Shyamalan.
There's Patricia right there in front, right? She's got the Bart Simpson sign right there. Caught on camera.
Liberals suck at making signs. Their signs are always stupid. They're never funny. The left can't meme. That's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
That'll show them a Simpsons cartoon. Whoa, that'll show them.
Right there in
It's like,
front. Look at her.
yeah, dipshit. Ooh.
Now I had been long gone by where we're at now. We're at 332, 335. I'd left, probably about 245. We were worried about Antifa. All the word had been that they attacked people the previous two rallies, and so we wanted to get out of town.
Mm.
But
I'm pretty sure I was also gone at this point. I think it was only inside for like 40 minutes. So yeah, I actually just found body camera footage that I never saw before with me leaving with I don't know if you know Caitlin Bartow, who's the cowgirl, but we left together before 3. So interesting. Interesting stuff still went on throughout the whole day. Yeah, matter of fact, oh, there's James McGrew. He, it's funny how many people start off on the west side that end up leaving the east side. Um, but it was interesting. Like I left, the cops told us to leave from the Capitol Visitor Center. They start heading us out the Senate wing door area, and as they're trying to get us out, there's a second breach of the Senate wing door area. So it's like as soon as we're about to get kicked out, there's a second breach, and of course Tower Pup is there and all kinds of interesting characters. It's just like I wonder how long they wanted this to go on for. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, clearly around 4:35 they began trying to get people to leave. But a lot of people hanging around. A lot of people thought they were at a normal protest, really. And they thought, it was their duty to be there and exercise their right. But you did have provocateurs in the crowd, too. Is there video of you rescuing the guy, Jessica? Um, yeah, we got another. There probably is a video of that, Jessica. We could probably find that. May not be the camera here. Another comment. Yeah, festival atmosphere. Uh, I think it probably depended on the location, though. There were a few areas that got a little heated, but yeah, a lot of people were Like, even if you were in an area that got heated, it didn't mean that you approved of it either. Like, unfortunately, uh, yeah, like
Not for
just
nothing.
because
Also, if you go to a bar and some asshole gets out of hand, that's no reason you shouldn't be at the bar. You know. So I think a lot of people were just like, well, "That guy's a dick," but then just went
Mhm.
about wandering around. You know.
Yeah, I
But I
mean,
also think that from your from perspective,
you don't forfeit your First Amendment right to uh, to protest just because somebody else is being an idiot.
right, and that's what's really pernicious about the civil disorder charge too, which is like, okay, you were part of an assemblage of three or more people engaged in violence. Well, I'm not engaged in violence, but do I count as part of the assemblage? So I don't know. They ended up, I don't know. It's stupid, but it's kind of how they look at it. Well, the fact that I'm present means that I'm responsible for the worst. It's like, no, I don't think so. It's all about perspective.
Yeah, you are kind of shady
Saw someone
sometimes.
else. I know. I am. Saw someone on a bullhorn before just then. Oh, now we got Chansley again.
Everywhere. I think Pam Hemphill might be up here too. Patricia Aguino, like hanging out with her crowd. She might yell a lot. She might be a little obnoxious at times, but I think she likes us.
Nope, there's the. I think that's them. Cops being let out there.
Oh, did we go by that?
I
Let me go
just
back.
saw it.
Do, do,
I
do,
think it
do,
was
do.
after this.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Tarek with Bullhorn. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we got the Oath Keeper,
I don't think I met
Leotard.
those ones though. That guy fucking runs down the stairs to film them.
Yeah. Again, like all the footage we're watching now, you can get on Rumble. Go to the House Admin Committee and look up camera 0933, and you can use programs to download it if you want it. Um, but we're mainly like we're looking for missing footage, but we're also taking in other details as we look at it. But, all right, they're letting them through, and we've got a lot of people filming right there, and this footage is public where they're actually thanking the police for what they're doing, and now we got Jacob Chansley on the bullhorn.
What's up with his dude? Who's that guy who just released his footage like right before the pardons? Chadwick.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I think they're there together
uh,
or something. But yeah.
yeah, I think he filmed Chansley calling into the FBI or whatever. A little weird.
Yeah, a little weird. Is that your
All
stomach
right,
or mine?
are you hungry, Tim?
No, I thought I heard a stomach in the background there.
No, I think I hit my mic. Um, all right, we are now at nearly what do we got? Nearly 4 o'clock.
Is that Jenna Ryan there
Uh,
on the
maybe,
scarf? I think
maybe
she turned. Well, she's back, turned around now. But
that might be her.
yeah, sure, it's just some blonde lady. Hey, eagle head. Hey, might be a different eagle head. I don't know. See the eagle head?
Again, like the video we're watching now, we don't have video for it for the other camera. They didn't give us the video for 0932. And I would bet you had a broader shot from 0932 if you had 0933 zoomed in on the door. So there may have been, who knows what going on the plaza or people walking out on the pathway right there. Or maybe they were like scanning the lawn or whatever, and we don't have that information. Like they've withheld that information from the public. All right.
Libs aren't the left. What does that mean?
I don't know. Who do we?
Also, Dan Lowe.
We got a comment?
I'm looking at Rumble. Libs aren't the left.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you talked about this before? How many riots were already happening on the left or endorsed by the media? No trespass vibes here. Yeah, no vibes.
We got a lot of people hanging around and not much going on right now. And by
Hey,
5 p.m.
the dude in front of the pillar there in the black suit. What's his deal? Because I have a video. It's a weird video. Of my discovery of him talking about how he needs to be made like the fucking, I don't know, the president or the leader of America or some shit. He uses a bullhorn. He's like,
yeah,
I don't
he's
know
got
if it was a troll or something. It was very
yeah,
weird.
he gave a speech. I forget the hashtag for him, but like fake politician or bad politician or whatever. I forget the hashtag, but
Yeah,
yeah, he gave a
it
real
was
corny speech. And hopefully, if you're watching, you don't take offense to that. But
it
anyway,
was
good job.
cringy. That's why I thought it was like satirical, but I couldn't. I'm not sure. It's almost like I
Hard
don't
to tell,
know.
right?
It was weird. Yeah.
And I think Pam Hempill, she should be up here. She'll be
Um.
like the final one down.
First to fight, last to flee.
All right, we're now at 413. Patricia Aguino still in front of the Capitol.
Got the guy with the giant hat. The giant hat. Right there. That's funny.
A lot of characters out there. Oh, there we go. We got Toronto. Where did Toronto go?
I saw individual 4.
Yeah, he hung out with Patricia for a little bit. Let me.
You know why I think he's Antifa? You know why I think he's
Why?
Antifa? Because there's a MPD video of them in the rotunda. Now keep in mind he's causing shit the whole fucking day, but it's when he's in the rotunda. He's got his hands up. He's doing the whole hands up, don't shoot thing, whatever. The cops are trying to push him and a bunch of other people like out of the area, and he's like, stop it! Why are you being violent? Why are you being violent? It was just like this, just like shitty little like snotty soy boy voice. Now, I could be wrong. It could end up being like a Green Beret. It was like the voice was just the most, just most effeminate,
He goes right up
cringy.
to Patricia Aguino right there and chatting with her.
Oh yeah,
Like, look, what were they talking about?
were they actually talking? His face is covered, so I don't know if he was.
They look like they are.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Well, he's definitely orbiting her.
Toronto
Why are you being violent?
Now, Toronto will get in a fight with people around here. And I think they called him Antifa or whatever. And Toronto is the one who got arrested for supposedly trying to go to Obama's house. But
I've heard a lot of people claim that he is Antifa, people who are in the jail with him, but I was out of the jail by that point. I can't corroborate that, but I don't know. I've heard people say he was just mentally ill. Yeah.
Could be a good guy. Never know. All right, now we're at 420, and they take a wide shot.
420.
And we're going to move forward a little bit. Crowd thinning out. Look at all
You
the
got a
bike
group
people
of
you have in
people
the
on
middle.
bikes. Yep. Yep. I was just going to say, clustered in there.
And again, we have no footage for this period of time from the other camera. We don't know what they were looking at, what they're trying to hide, but we don't have the footage. All right, we're at 435 now on 033 or 0933. All right, now we're looking back at a tighter shot. They will be kicking people out very shortly. But if you look on top of the vehicle, you've got a guy, dressed as Guy Fawkes, and he was a provocateur at the Ellipse. Like he was doing Ray Epps type stuff uh, near the Washington Monument.
Hmm.
And then he popped up here right about 5 o'clock, a little bit before 5 o'clock, and got on the vehicle. But you don't have a whole lot of people left at the Capitol right now.
The guy on top of the vehicle with a bullhorn and hot red pants. That's a trendsetter.
All right. Not many people left at the top. Pam Hempill will be up there by the door, I believe.
It's Oaks and what was it? The Hawaii Proud Boy guys. I only know the two
Oh, yeah.
there.
DeCarlo.
Yeah. I don't know if DeCarlo's on here. Oaks is on here though. He's somewhere. I mean, he's on Twitter. I mean, he's somewhere.
Lurking, all right? All right, again, we have no footage from the other camera for the time period. And all right, we're getting to where they're about to kick people off, and Pam Hipple will be like the final one down. Like she was the first one across like 4 or 5 different police lines, and now she's like the final one down from it all. Is that Bobby Powell right there? No, I think it's Bobby Powell.
I thought I saw him at the top of the stairs before. It looked like maybe it was a
He
helmet
would have been
guy,
earlier.
but
Yeah, he caught footage there earlier. All right, okay, they're pushing people down. And the time we've got right now would be 4:57, almost 5 o'clock. And on the other side of the Capitol, they're beginning their push out of the tunnel area.
well, I count 4 bikes clustered together. Nope, 5. Pardon me. It's a lot of bikes.
Hanging out,
Just chilling.
Medic, you
It's
said.
what those lines are. It's a bike lane.
Yeah.
Medic said what?
Medic said she saw tires slashed right there.
Huh.
But who did it? We don't know. All right. Where'd Pam Hempill go? Oh, there she on the far left, coming down. We've got Pam Hempill taking her time. She'll take a break right here. Wait a minute. She'll take a break.
Nice hat. Nice hat.
She's going to let the police get in front of her again. Probably she doesn't want to rip out a stitch.
Yeah. The one
Oh,
left.
my word. And again, I'm on a few different platforms right now. You can watch on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick, and Twitter. We got Pam Hemphill getting pushed down. And if you comment on any of them, your comment will, I've got it coming to a centralized location. Um, Maybe I could put that in the chat. I don't know. Let me figure out how to do that.
It'd be interesting to take the time to plot out where all the bikes are and the courses they take. Because if you operate under the assumption that they could be undercover officers, then it might give you a better idea of what they're watching and what they're looking for and what they know in advance. But that would be annoying to do. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. 1, 2,
They finally get
3.
Pam down. Yeah, clearly you had a few undercovers over there.
Yeah. And you can see them in all kinds of places. You can see them on the Memorial Door exterior camera in that whole area. So, which I guess would be to the left of this. They're all over the place. Because again, I mean, if you're crossing the country, you're a Trump supporter. I'm not saying it's not possible, but if you're coming across the country, you might be like, if you're a tourist, really, are you going to bring your bicycle to Washington D.C.? I mean, you could, but more than likely, you're probably not bringing your bike. So it's either got to be a local, and there are people who jog and ride bikes and stuff. Like, it's possible, but more than likely, it's someone who's supposed to be watching out. For what? Who knows?
All right, we're pushing them off. And right now,
And they're all walking. Like,
5:10 p.m. And to look back, like what time did we have on the other one? Yeah, we're not going to have footage from the other camera for another 40 minutes. So, like, what would
another
happen?
bike, another bike in the bottom right there. It's just, it's,
Yeah, I mean, they were going all over. You had bikes on the other side too, and they were coordinating with. I know a few of them were coordinating with the MPD intel lieutenant who got charged.
you got the join or die flag there. Thanks, Franklin.
All right, we're at 5:35. Not a whole lot of people left out there. Kind of a handful.
Mm. Blinker on a bike.
We're at 5:42. And again, look how tight the camera we have right now is. We don't have the wider shot like that would tell which way different people are going, like where the bikes are going, who they're coordinating with. The other camera probably picked that up, but Congress cut that out of what they uploaded to Rumble.
Yeah. Everybody's gone except this dude with the flag. Is that a cop holding the flag now, or is that just some dude chilling? Or an undercover?
It could be an undercover. I don't know. All right, now they got the line and they're pushing people out. And I think we're getting back to where we can push play on the other one. What time we got? Now you got the wide shot at 550 on 0932. And pretty much everybody out of there. And the bus coming in right there is actually the National Guard finally pulling up, I
Hmm.
think, if I remember right. Or maybe they're not there yet, but they got there pretty late. They're pretty much kicking people out. They've got a curfew and all right, they moved the camera over. Hmm. All right, we're kind of nearing the end. We're just making sure we have all the footage.
Another dog. Hmm. Canine dog. Yeah, I don't know if that was definitely tacked up. Tactical.
Yeah, we're about 7 p.m. right now. Not a whole lot going on. They're mainly like putting tons of security in. Okay, we got a little glitch in the camera here. Very temporary. You get that from time to time. Not a big deal right here, but on a few cameras, you've got it for literally hours and hours of glitching,
Mm.
which is unfortunate. And then you have a few cameras
There,
that got sabotaged.
there are entire cameras where you just have the company logo playing the whole time. Like it's not like
And
a
for, yeah, a few of
good.
them were like temporary event cameras, and they didn't have them fully set up, from what I gather.
Hmm.
Like they had a few that were put in for the inauguration, and you get the Bosch logo.
That's it. Yeah.
But and
Bosh.
like the media tower had that too. Like it worked for a little bit, but then when people got to the media tower, they cut the feed, and then you only got the Bosch logo.
You know, when you watch the tunnel video, the inside tunnel, you have people like using, and again, I don't know to what extent they thought, "Ooh, there's a camera, let me block it," because they're not always conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
But you had people standing on the ledges there with flags, like I guess intentionally blocking
Oh,
it.
trying to
Otherwise, I don't
block
know.
it. Yeah.
I don't know what else they might be doing if not that, because it's not like they could hit the cops from that distance with a flag standing on the ledge. So it was
I
a
think
couple ladies.
I think they definitely and like were they trained that way or did they come up with it right then? I don't know, but a lot of people did it in a lot of different locations. So
Hmm.
it's fun, Tim. We have no reason to actually doubt our government here. Like even though they've withheld hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage, like they probably have a good reason. And it probably isn't that there were undercover feds there doing whatever they were doing.
It's
We
national security.
we should probably have faith in our government.
Yeah, totes. It's not like MK Ultra, COINTELPRO, Mockingbird. That's yeah.
What? Come on. They'd never do that.
No, they would never do what they're doing. Come on.
Tim, you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm sorry. There was one shooter.
Like
Anyway,
Tim, you did what, 3 years in jail for a bogus charge or whatever? Like, have faith in our government.
of course, of course,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They were pretty terrible.
little bit.
All right, we've got a lot more people rolling in. Uh,
This
that right there may be the. I'm not sure who
armored
that.
vehicle.
They had a few different armored vehicles there, but could be FBI, could be who
Could
knows.
be any. There were BOP teams deployed to DC that day too, right? Bureau of Prisons and tactical
Hmm.
outfits for whatever
Oh yeah,
reason.
yeah. You know
Trying
they did
trying to think of an
they
agency that wasn't there.
they didn't think anything would happen, but why don't we have the BOP tactical team just in case?
Hmm.
Like the FBI caught flat-footed, but why not have the BOP team there? Why don't we have a few undercover DEA?
Yeah.
What a
I mean,
fraud!
not for nothing. We know the FBI was there. We know the BOP was in the area. I mean, they're both under the Department of Justice, so it's not like the parent agencies could have possibly been caught off guard. But
There you go with that
yeah,
tinfoil hat thing again, Tim. Yeah, you gotta have faith.
I apologize. A is B.
Yeah,
Definitely not A.
all right. Get the wider shot here. We are getting near the end. We're nearing midnight. Not a whole lot of action left going on, but we want to make sure we audit the camera to the very end. We're after 11 p.m. now. And again, they had about 12 days of footage they captured and preserved, but they've only put up about a day and a half. All right, we are in the final minutes before midnight. And there we have it. We made it to midnight on camera 092 or 0932 and 0933. We accomplished our audit other than let me go find that graphic again. Other than what we already identified from earlier, the red and the orange, where we have video missing, we didn't really find anything else. There were a couple glitches here and there, but nothing major. But you do have to go through the entire video to actually check it because there are a few videos that'll freeze up. So we did. We audited 2 cameras. There are a lot left to go through, and my intention is to do a little bit at a time. We'll probably do another one of these in the near future. Maybe I'll have a few other people on uh, to keep it in the spotlight. We want to make sure that we eventually get all the footage, um, and no reason they shouldn't give it. Any final thoughts you have, Tim?
No, no. It's other than it. This is productive. It's unfortunate because this is really a drop in the bucket. This is
Yeah.
a a sliver of what is publicly available, which is itself a sliver of what's actually available. And
Hmm.
we got our work cut out for us.
Why should we have to fight for it, right? Like, why should it not be available? But here we are. We have to audit. We have to do oversight of Congress because they are not doing oversight of January 6th. So, anyway, I appreciate you joining tonight, Tim, and we'll have to do it again. Your insight and perspective on the video, always valued, and kind of a good time. Maybe we'll have 3 or 4 people. There you go, dab it.